Hello and welcome. I'm Grace and we're at Central Wellness. And today it's all about the hips, happy hips. Remember our mantra, a little goes a long way, so enjoy the practice. The thing you may need is a block today. So if you have a block or even a large book that you're happy to stand on, grab that, place it to one side, and we're going to start down on our backs. And that area all around kind of the pelvic area, it's kind of the center of gravity for the body. So just for a moment, as you lie down, you can extend the legs, you can bend your knees. Kind of feel like that's a center that you can feel down into. So you can rock a little side to side. You can bring your hands onto the tops of the hip points, those bony bits at the top. And just feel into this area balanced. Is one lifted higher? If you're tipped over to one side. I often describe the pelvis like a bowl that the spine grows tall out of. Feel that sense of the spine from sitting at the base of the pelvis, growing all the way up to the crown of the head. So we're just centering and aligning ourselves into the body. We're going to start with some very freeing movements around the pelvis. So we'll start with the right knee and draw into the chest. You can place your right hand on top of the right knee. You might find it's more supportive here to bend your left knee. Otherwise, keep the left leg extended. And then we're going to just start to circle the right knee round. You can make these as fluid movements as possible. You're just starting to loosen off and free around the center. You can explore changing direction. Keep your left hand onto your left hip as we begin to now drop your right knee out to the side. So you can support with your right hand just the back of the right knee. You might begin to extend your right leg out. You might even catch hold of your right foot and be able to extend the right leg all the way out. But find into kind of the edge where you can take a deep full breath in. And a really long, steady breath out. Let the shoulders soften. Good. One more deep full breath in. If you haven't already, let's bend that right knee and bring it back and interlace both hands just below the right knee. So you're drawing the right knee towards the right shoulder, letting the lower back release. Interlace the hands now behind the right thigh and press your right leg up towards the ceiling. You can circle a little bit around the ankle. Again, just getting the movement into the joint and press your right thigh into your hands. Let the right hip drop down. And again, feel here, if you're starting to hitch that right hip up, can you keep that sense of neutral in the center of the body? Pressing up. And then we'll again draw the right knee back into the chest, squeeze. And then release the leg long. And as you release the leg long, just shake it out. Get a little freer around and down the right leg. Good, let's do the same on the left. Draw the left knee into your chest. Place the left hand on top of the left knee and begin to circle around, very free. And it's about these freeing movements, really going to focus a lot of the practice on of instability in the body, in the knees, into the ankles, comes from misalignment in the pelvis. Circle round. And then again, drawing the left knee out to the side. Support with your hand. You might again extend the leg out further. You might place the hand just behind the left thigh to support, or even catch hold little toe edge of the foot. But just in a way, first of all, just begin to feel that inseam of the leg. Breath smooth and steady. Try and soften the shoulders. The right hand just giving that feedback to the right hip to stay stable. And then drawing the left knee back into the chest, interlace the hands behind the back of the thigh, extend the left leg up, point flex, circle. Let's get the movement in all the joints, feels good. Press the left thigh into the hands, you begin to straighten the left leg without hitching that left hip up. Good, draw the left knee into the chest, squeeze, and then release the left leg. And again, shake it out, free it up. And let's start to roll both legs nice and free. Let the feet tap side to side. Now, ideally, without using your hands, so we'll be using the strength of our hip flexors. See if you can start to bring your knees all the way up into your chest. And keep, the arms maybe out to the side or onto the belly, and just keep that rocking side to side, nice and free across the sacrum. We're then going to start to circle the knees again, very free. Change direction. Drop your knees now into your chest. I'm going to start that rolling up and down the mat. Getting the movement along the spine to that central column. It comes out along from the bowl of the pelvis. Our next move is going to be to press your feet down and see if you can come into a forward bend at the front of your mat. Feet nice and wide. Bring them even wider, turn your toes out. And then we're going to come down into kind of a half Malasana. I'll turn to the side for this. And we're just going to simply roll over the ankles and come side to side, a little internal and external rotation into the hips. So keep you nice and fluid again, and feel that relationship with the ankle, knee, and hip. Good, rolling over side to side. Hips nice and low, pelvis dropping down. Good, and then from here, start to straighten the legs. Heel toe, the feet, again, don't need to be very close together. They're back 12 o'clock, knees are soft. Bring your hands to your hip points and begin to roll up the spine. As you roll up the spine, stand for a moment tall. Good, drop the shoulders and begin to circle again around the pelvis. Free, free, free. Feel into that movement, just circling around the center. Change your direction. That's it. Get these hips happy. One more time. Things feeling a little looser. Good. Don't fix the feet down or the ankles or the knees, and then shake it out. So this is where we're going to use our block and play a little bit with our block. So we're going to stand on our block. Make sure you've got plenty of room forward and back. And this is the action of walking. We're really going to get free around the pelvis. So I'm going to start with my left foot placed onto the block. Hands to the hip points, gaze steady. And we're just going to simply begin to hitch that right hip up. So you feel that contraction from the hip point to the rib. And then you're going to drop it down. And you're going to hitch up and down. Good. Short and drop. Short and drop. One more short, and let it drop and let it just hang there for a moment. So the foot's not touching ideally, you're just lengthening down that right side. And then we're going to start to swing the leg. And this is where we need to be a bit playful. You're just going to let the leg get really free out from the pelvis. Like a pendulum, back and forth, free, free, free. Not as easy as it looks, particularly not standing on the block. One more, nice and free. And then release, step off the block. Let's take it straight over to the other side. Shake it out a little bit. And then we'll start right foot fully onto the block, whatever you're using. Let that left hip drop down to begin. And then we begin. Shorten the distance, hip point to rib and drop. And shorten. And drop. And shorten. And drop. And shorten and release. One more, short, and it's the release that we want to feel. Letting the leg just hang for a moment, gaze steady, shoulders soft. And then let's start that nice free movement, pendulum back and forth. That's it. And notice that one side you're a little stronger. My right leg stronger than my left. Easier to find the balance. One more, swing the leg. And then release. Come off the block, won't need the block again. Pop it to one side, shake the legs out. Then standing on your left foot, gaze steady. Pick the right knee up into your chest. And again, see if you can do that without using the hands, using the strength of the hip flexors. Stand as tall as you can. And then just start to circle the right knee around. Good, change the direction, nice and free. Yeah, gaze steady. And then finally, bring the right knee back up into the chest, turn your right knee out at 45 degrees, not too far back, so not twisting in the pelvis. And then place your right foot anywhere for you for Vikshasana, the tree pose. So it can be on the shin, it can be further up the top of the thigh. You could just have the right toes hovering down, hands to heart. Reach the arms up over the head. And feel kind of that bowl, the center of gravity. You're drawing up tall through the center, the spine tall. So you can take a breath from the belly, up through. Exhale all the way down. Hands good to heart space. And release the right foot. Gaze stay steady. Keep that consistency of your drishti point and start again to circle the left knee round. Nice and free. Good. Keep it loose. Change your direction. Play a little bit with that movement, round and round. And then see if you can find your Vikshasana, your tree pose this side. Any variation. Again, not letting the left knee come too far back. I want to keep the pelvis. And that's why I like to start with my hands to my hip point. Just give that feedback again. Pelvis neutral. So I'm not collapsed over to the right. Hands to heart. And from the center point, rise it up. So the breath lift up into the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Center hands, good, well down, heart space, steady. Release the left foot, shake out the legs. Come meet me again, front of the mat, back to our Malasana, toes turn out. I'm gonna sink the hips down. Good, and this time in Malasana, we're gonna stay. So you might place blocks underneath your heels. You might find that you need to come forward, or if your feet are flat, your knees are turned out, you're gonna snuggle your forearms in. And as you press with your forearms, the knees out, squeeze with your inner thigh and create that kind of stable bowl of the pelvis that then the spine grows tall from. Breathe down into the belly, pelvis heavy, chest lifting. Inhaling 2. Exhale. Inhaling 3. Exhale. Inhale, bring your hands down. I'm going to step just your right leg back into a long kind of lunge, but your left toes are still turned out to the side. You can be up onto your fingertips. So my left hand is to the inside of my left foot, like a lizard pose. Back knee might start to come down. Some of you might favor coming down onto your forearms, or you might lift your back knee up. Try not to round and lift the back ribs. I want to keep that feeling of the spine growing tall, drawing out from the center of the body, from the pelvis. Full deep breath in. Long breath out. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. If you're on your forearms, come back, meet on your hand. Lift your back knee. We're going to see if we can step our right foot forward to meet our left. So we're back in almost that Malasana pose, toes turn out. Step your left leg back into that long lunge. The right toes turn out, so right knee and ankle in line. Take any variation that's going to work best for you here. A little bit of movement sometimes helps to kind of just feel that ease. Steady breath. Be steady. Inhale. Good. Exhale. Inhaling 3. On the exhale, left foot steps forward again. So back in that kind of Malasana, sink the hips down. This time, bring your hands down behind you and come down to sit. Bring the feet a little closer. Keep the kneecaps facing up. Draw back with your chest and cross your right ankle on top of your left. Flexing your right foot. You can bring your left foot in a little closer, encouraging that right knee to move away from the body. Just get a little love again. Now into the outer hip. Rock side to side. Good. Smooth and steady breaths. And then extend your left leg long. So we've still got the right knee more parallel. So rather than the foot close to the body, parallel to the front of the mat. And this might feel enough as you start to come forward with your chest. You feel that into the outer hip, particularly if you tend to round the upper part of the spine, and sometimes elevating the hips help. Otherwise, you might want to bend your left knee and now stack your shins on top of each other. For me, sometimes placing a block to support that right knee between the left foot helps. Let's take 3 deep, steady breaths. And this is where we really need to tune into that steadiness, in through the nose, out through the nose, softening, inhaling 2, exhale, inhaling 3, exhale, inhale, walk back. If you cross both shins, extend your left leg, extend your right leg and shake the legs out. Good. Bring your knees up towards the ceiling, feet flat, figure of 4. A lot. Flex your left foot. And notice that flexing of your left foot, you can feel that all the way down into the left hip. Little movement side to side, keeping the chest lifted, left knee encouraging to move away from the body. Good, and then we'll begin to extend your right leg, come forward with the pelvis. So again, feel the action of the movement to encourage the spine to stay lifted. You've got that choice if you want to come into the double, Agni Stambhasana, the stacking of the shins. Maybe your block is going to be helpful. So we're not cross-legged here. The shins are stacked. The feet stay flexed. And of course, you've got your variation with the right leg lifted. Let's take 3 again, deep full breaths. Breathing in 1. Exhale. Breathing in 2. Exhale. Inhaling 3. Exhale and soften. Inhale, walk the hands back. If you've got the double, extend the right leg, extend the left leg, shake the legs out. Bend the knees again, bring your feet flat and roll all the way down the spine. Walk the feet in fairly close to the body. We'll bring again the hands to the hip point. And we're just going to take a bridge pose, which will feel nice. Just stretch out the front of the hips. So press your lower back down into the mat. Begin to roll up the spine. Draw your knees forward. And with the hands to the hip points here, as you lift up, draw your forearms a little closer together. And see if you can feel, again, is that area of my body stable? Am I collapsed over to the right or the left? There's some glute engagement to support the lift. Stretch through the front of the body. Chest is moving towards the chin. Deep breath down into the belly. Knees drawing forward, lift. And then slowly exhale all the way down. As you come all the way down, release. Drop your knees out to the side. Bring the soles of your feet together. Take Baddha Konasana. And bring the hands to the belly. And take a deep full breath in. A long breath out. And just again tune in to that center of the body. Place of stability. The sthira. The steadiness. Can you feel that within your body? The center of gravity. Tune into it. For the breath. For the ease. The sweetness. The sukha. Slowly bring your knees together. Press your lower back down into the mat. Draw your knees into your chest. Just a little movement again, circling the knees. Take it over to one side. And then let's take it up to close our practice. Last moment, tall spine, cross-legged. Again, just tune your attention down and in. Feel that balance of the steadiness and the sweetness. Happy hips. Hands to heart space. Bow your head towards your heart. Thank your body for practice today. Namaste.